Blog Talk Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Voice of the People. It's August 28, 2017. It's your man, the six-man Dean Geronimo, and I'm here in the studio, and I believe my man Mark is riding with me. Mark, what's going on with you, brother?
Not much, just sitting here chilling in the big city of Durham, the Bull City. Calling y'all this from the lovely Hayti Heritage Center, letting folks know that we got dance class going on over here, and I'm looking outside. It looks like the flood of rain is going on too, but at least we are not Houston, Texas. Because Houston, Texas got hit real hard, and I got friends in that part of the world, so who knows? We might even hear from Danny if I can find a way to reach out to him, and maybe he'll tell us what's going on if I can find a way to reach him, and if he's available to give us a play by play, blow by blow of what's going on. But we do know that they've been hit real hard.
Wow, man. Prayers go out to all those down there in that area that's been affected by the storm. It's also the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, if I'm not mistaken. So this time of year is not too favorable for that area, man.
Yeah, not favorable at all. You're right. I was actually talking about that with one of my other coworkers earlier, and we were trying to figure out whether this was the 10th anniversary or which anniversary it was of Katrina. But you were right. I do believe that this was around that same time, but Hurricane Harvey is going through, causing all kinds of damage and things of that nature. So we're just going to have to find out how people weather this storm, and hopefully, like you said, a lot of devastation. I'm sure there's been a lot of casualties and things of that nature. So our prayers definitely continue to go out to those people. And, I know a lot of organizations are going and doing their part to help them out. I'm sure that the Red Cross is definitely mobilized. Samantha's Purse is mobilized. A lot of the other rescue organizations are out there mobilizing. So if you're listening and you're able to give support and aid to folks that are in this kind of need, we definitely urge you to do the same as well. Changing the topic, but not totally changing the topic, Floyd and Connor just made a whole lot of money. So I think that they need to go ahead and give some of that money to the folks over there that are in desperate need, because, they just made a boatload of money. I did not watch the fight because we went up to Henderson, me and the other folks, to do the Road to the Apollo show, and had a good time up there. The Sandman got a little bit of a workout. He got to chase off about 4 acts. Apparently they don't like hip-hop guys in Henderson, North Carolina, because I think everybody that tried to do a little hip-hop got booed off the stage, and they got one singer. So they were not too pleased with what was going on. But we stopped by a club, a restaurant that was in the area, a sports bar, and they were sitting there saying that they were empty because they did not have a lot going on. We had some good food over there, but they didn't have a lot going on. And part of the reason they didn't have a lot going on is because they weren't willing to pay that amount of money that they charge, apparently, club venues to get those things. Because apparently, if you do it in your house, it might be about, $9,800, something like that. But if you're a venue and they know you're a venue, they want to charge you a few $1,000s.
Actually, brother, if you get the Netmaster Stream Box, it won't cost you anything. I got the Netmaster Stream Box. We came home. We had just come back from the Arena Bowl football game. The Philadelphia Soul won back-to-back titles. So they won Arena Bowl 30. We came home. I turned on the Netmaster, found the fight, stream, flawless, cost me not 1 cent. So if anybody's listening out there, you're interested in a Netmaster Stream Box, contact Dean13 Media. That's DEAN, the number 13, MEDIA @gmail.com. And it is one price for the box, no monthly fees. Man, I can't complain, because while some people paid that $100, and then some people tried to get it on their Fire Sticks and it wouldn't work, and some paid through Netflix and that didn't work, I was at home with my Netmaster Stream Box watching the entire fight, and then the next day was able to watch the replay just because I could. So, it's very beneficial to have.
in sports, so I just want to know, as one who watched the fight, I've read about the fight. I haven't even, not to see any of the clips of the fight, but I read about the fight. I heard that there was a little bit of just toying around with Mr. McGregor in the first round, and then I guess Mayweather decided to get serious. But it sounds like a lot of people think that it wasn't much of a fight and that, the results was kind of what they expected. But I was wondering what you thought of the fight and whether it was what you expected.
Honestly, you know what it was? I believe that this is all a setup for, because you think about it, Floyd Mayweather, he's 40 years old. He didn't have a damn thing to prove to anybody. To come and fight someone who, number one, had never stepped foot in a professional boxing ring. So I think that he may be venturing into the world of MMA as a promoter, and he would do a much better job than the current promoter. Those guys don't make a lot of money, and they beat each other halfway to death. So if he goes into MMA with McGregor as either a fighter or as a partner, I wouldn't be surprised. Because, with boxing, if he were to step back in the ring again, that would be almost foolish of him. You've won more fights than anyone else in boxing history, so we know you're going to the Boxing Hall of Fame. You have nothing else to do inside of that ring, So go out, take another venture, make some money. That's what I think that setup was for, honestly.
I think we have a doorbell ringing, and I'm expecting somebody, but I'll wait for them and everything, because I did hear the doorbell ring and all of that. That's a fun thing. What did you think about this whole thing with Joe from that Mr. Trump decided to pardon and just do crazy things again?
Well, in the beginning, Sheriff Arpaio changed the game of how some things were done. For instance, out there with the tent city, to have all of the offenders wear pink, from the underwear all the way to the uniforms. And he never had a lot of incidents out there, but then again, that scorching heat out there, you're not going to do too much anyway, I don't believe. But then I guess somewhere along the line of doing right, he decided to do something else. And honestly, if he did that something else, then he should pay just like everybody else. He's not above the law, and unfortunately, with that pardon, that's what it made him believe,
That's an interesting thing. And, one of the other interesting things is, I'm sure we might get to this with our guest who's on the phone with us very shortly, is that, not only are the Confederates going down, but there's a lot of other things that are happening in society. I was reading in USA Today, and apparently there's some folks that are using social media because they are upset because Gone with the Wind is about to disappear from a Memphis theater despite a 34-year tradition. And by, it looks like earlier today, opponents were mounting a fiery attack through social media to cast shame on the band, claiming that it was racially insensitive. So one person, a Fox host, said that common sense has gone with the wind in their hometown of Memphis. He claimed that the film had been done in by a bunch of meddling, no-account, liberal Yankee carpetbaggers. So he's already trying to put blame on folks that are not from the South and trying to claim that that's the reason, even though, a lot of people throughout history have talked about the nature of Gone with the Wind. The fact that Gone with the Wind was made during racist times definitely had some racist overtones, and yet folks that, they've seen this film and they've made it into a cult classic in Memphis. So now they're talking about they're upset because it says the Orpheum Theater canceled a long-running screening of Gone with the Wind because of racially insensitive content in the 1939 film, which won 8 Oscars and was based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning 1936 book of the same name. But the film's friends and the free expression supporters and Dixie sympathizers are furious about this decision, and they're already shouting out social media, just blaming all of us liberals and folks for basically standing up finally and saying, look, just because it's been on TV forever and perpetrating all these kind of claims, that y'all need to go ahead and perpetrate these kind of claims. So, when folks decide to stand up, folks get a little bit heated. So it even says that we've done complaints for years. It says African Americans have complained about it for years to little effect. But Gone with the Wind also is the first film in which a black performer, Hattie McDaniel, who played the main character, Scarlett O'Hara's slave Mammy, won a Best Supporting Actress Oscar. Now, they even brought up the Hollywood Oscars so white problem, saying now with Hollywood's Oscars so white problem and the growing visibility of white supremacists posturing in public and online, that Gone with the Wind seems especially toxic to some, including Memphis. And you cannot argue that Memphis has a large African-American population. So I can definitely understand why they have finally got with the times and realized that they might not need to show that film.
You said 34 years?
34 years they've been showing this film.
34 years they've been showing that one film. And I hate to say it, but some of our films can't even get 34 seconds on a big screen. So it's time to retire that. Yeah, we understand Hattie McDaniel won the award for it. But that was then when they had to fight for any role that they could get. We still have to fight for roles that we get, but, you know, it's time to retire. I'm surprised the tape still works. I'm surprised the film has not burned up. But, hey, you know what? Maybe they got a netmaster and they're streaming that too. So who knows?
Yeah, but you know, we even got our own brothers, if you want to call them that want to come to the defense of what's going on. Because Herman Cain, yes, your buddy Herman Cain, a former GOP presidential candidate, has declared on his website, the scrubbing of history continues unabated. Anyone who would like to explain the difference between this and burning books, go ahead. So he's trying to make a parallel between this and burning books.
Well, you know what? I think Herman Cain, isn't that the pizza dude? Didn't he have the pizza thing a while back, like before he got into politics?
Yeah, we'll find out. All kinds of
we'll find out. But you know what? I think, you know, each person has their own opinion. Some people sound crazy when they say it. Some people sound like idiots when they say other things. So, you know, I mean, for me, Herman Cain was never anyone that I was going to take any advice from anyway. I mean, the floor could be about to fall out. He could say, you might want to step to the left. I'm just going to have to fall through the floor, man, because he's not somebody that I would take, you know, anything from. But, yeah, he was the guy who joined Pillsbury, became the vice president of that. He was a business executive at Burger King, then the CEO of Godfather's Pizza. He was the pizza dude. All right. Just had to look that up for a second. Maybe the sauce got to him. Who knows? But we're going to get ready to check and see who's behind the door. We don't want them to wait too long. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the voice of the people. Don't forget to call in and join the conversation at 646-668-8393. Again, 646-668-8393. And with that being said, welcome to the Voice of the People. Who are we speaking with tonight?
Hey there, this is Lone Tran and Eva Pinjwani.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, Dean.
Yes.
We are in for a wonderful treat because these are the actual folks, you know, we talked about it on the show, and we've talked about their bravery and things of that nature. But, you know, I went out there, I reached out to them. These are the actual folks that in Durham, North Carolina, took down the Confederate statue.
Oh, hey.
So, Lone
that's
and
a good thing.
The rest of the – who else is on the line? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it on. Who else was on the line with you?
This is Eva Pinjwani from the Defend Durham campaign.
Hey, Eva, how are you doing? And we got Lone, we got Eva, and we got other folks involved. We definitely appreciate you. So,
yeah, thank you so much for having us on the call tonight.
No problem at all. For those that were not from Durham, because like I said, the Voice of the People, my co-host when she joins us, Ty is from Hawaii, Dean is from New Jersey, and we get listeners from all over the lovely United States as well as from other parts of the world. So, of course, I'm in Durham and part of the board of the Durham Solidarity Center and things of that nature. So I know part of what's going on. But a lot of other folks, they've just been reading about it in the newspaper and have no idea, one, why it was done or how it was done. So give us a little bit of the history of what decided to make folks take the statue down, which has been hanging up there for a while. And a lot of folks who were walking by it, and I was actually talking to one of my coworkers, and they were sitting there going like, it's been there forever. I didn't even realize what it was. But They were not saying that as a positive or negative. They were just kind of like making the statement about how they won't buy it all the time. But